The myth of the perfect ring and what to do instead. Let's be real, the jewelry industry has sold us a script, and I don't know about you, but that doesn't sit well with me. It's time to unlearn a few rules the industry has been not so subtly pushing for decades. I'm Farina Cheng. I am a Sydney-based jeweler who does jewelry differently. I work with rule breakers and story makers to design pieces that feel deeply personal and nothing like what you'd find in a jewelry store display case. Story First is short and honest. We cut the jargon, we skip the pressure, and we make space for calm, clear conversations about what really matters when you're designing something that means forever. Spoiler alert, the perfect ring, that's a myth. When you think about an engagement ring, what pops into your head? It's probably a diamond solitaire, classic, sparkly, and the bigger the better. Maybe it's something you've seen in a movie or on a billboard. That image didn't just happen, it was manufactured. Back in the 1930s, diamond sales were tanking, so De Beers launched one of the most successful marketing campaigns of all time. They coined the phrase, "A diamond is forever." You may have heard of it. It positioned diamonds as a symbol of eternal love, and it made sure that every Hollywood proposal reinforced it. They also planted the idea of the 3-month salary rule. So the way it started was in the 1930s, where the rule was 1 month. It later increased to 2 months. By the 1980s, De Beers had created the rule that you should spend a quarter of your annual income on a ring. Again, not anchored in any fact, but it was a clever way to sell bigger diamonds. Now here's the thing, if you genuinely love the look of a classic diamond solitaire, then that's totally valid. The problem isn't the style itself, it's the assumption that there's only one right way to create the perfect ring. But what if your love story doesn't feel like a picture-perfect Hollywood romance? Maybe it's a little weird, a little wonderful, a little unexpected. You know what? In my opinion, you are the best kind of couple to design for, because when you're not following someone else's script, you're free to create something that's actually yours. Not just different for the sake of it, but personal in a way that no mass-produced ring could ever be. So what does personal or unique actually mean? When people hear unique engagement ring, sometimes they think it means it has to be big and bold or super quirky, but here's the truth. Unique doesn't have to be loud, crazy, colorful, or out there. While it can be all of those things, in actual fact, it just has to be you. It could be a classic setting with a secret engraving that no one else sees. It could be a gemstone that reminds you of your first trip together. It could be your partner's birthstone tucked into the inside of the band. And sometimes, because relationships themselves are messy and magical, your perfect ring might be decidedly imperfect. I've created rings from the rustic twigs of bouquets that couples have given each other, or matched to the color of their partner's eyes. Rings inspired by birds, by avocados, pumpkins, fish, the kinds of quirky symbols that really mean something to the people who wear them. A unique ring doesn't need to be wildly different for the sake of it. But how amazing if, in addition to being absolutely stunning, of course, it also reflected your story, the values that you share, the adventures that you've had together. If you've ever looked at mass-produced rings and thought, they're nice, but they don't feel like us, then you're in the right place. That feeling is telling you something. Okay, so you're probably thinking, yes, I do want a unique ring. I don't want something that's plucked off a shelf that everyone has. Where do I start? You don't start with what size diamond do I want? Or do I want a halo or a 3-stone design? You start with your story. Think about how you met, the in-jokes that only the two of you understand, or the places and moments that made you go, yep, this is my person. But Farina, I'm not creative. Do I really have a story? Yes, you do. I hear this uncertainty from so many of my customers that I even built a tool to extract that story, especially if you don't know what it is yet. Head over to farinachangjewellery.com/pages/storysmith. It's a fun, easy way to discover ring design ideas based on your story. You answer a few questions about your relationship and it generates personalized ideas and suggests how you might incorporate them into a ring design. Here's what I want you to take away from today. There is no perfect ring. Unique doesn't have to mean out there. It just means true to you. And your story is more than worthy of a custom design that turns your engagement ring into a keepsake. Until the next episode, have a play with Storysmith. Browse the design gallery on the website for ideas, and if you're ready to go deeper, book a custom jewelry consult with me.
If you know exactly what you don't want, but can't quite put into words exactly what you do, then you're welcome to book a complimentary Story First Design consult at farinachangjewellery.com. And if today's episode helped bring a little clarity, it'd mean a lot if you follow the show or shared it with someone who's doing things a little differently too. See you in the next episode.